That's terrible.
That's
So in my
terrible.
mind, it was bothering me that why am I getting so much more joy out of this $11,000 car? I was psychologically limited by worrying
Yes.
about theft. Cost and enjoyment are really not related. It's like, all right, here we are, guys. We're back with another video. Shane, we haven't talked like this in a while. Sometimes it's easier to connect virtually, but hey, man, I have been arriving at some thought process around how I'm going to approach buying cars in the future. And I want to bounce it past you. And of course, it's kind of my view on these things. Maybe it's really dumb. I kind of think it's cool, but it is going to inform how I go about my car buying process in the future. It all started with me taking the most amazing drive I've ever done in my life. And if you know the Northern California area, from San Jose, you're about 35 minutes to Santa Cruz down these twisting roads. And I'm going to throw B-roll in here so you can see what I did. I went down to Santa Cruz. From Santa Cruz, I went down to Monterey, where there's the Monterey Aquarium and all that kind of stuff, right? And the drive was so amazing. It felt like I was in some kind of like, I don't know, man, like you're low to the road, the top is down, the wind is whipping, beautiful weather, and it felt like you're on rails, It felt like I was like the Cars ride at Disneyland or something, all the way down to Monterey. And it was so amazing that I went, you know what? I'm going to take the long way home and I'm going to drive all the way up the coast past these gorgeous seascapes overlooking the ocean, the Pacific. And it was like amazing all the way to Half Moon Bay and then all the way home. Basically took the whole day and just drove. Doing that in my mind, I just went, I didn't get any of that out of my red eye. Now, my red eye is different, right? It's just different. I know I'm comparing apples to oranges. People are going to go, you idiot, that's a muscle car, that's a roadster. But it's not about that. To me, I started developing this thought process that I need to go through in the future on whether or not I open my wallet and just pour money out. I don't know. So here's what I got. And people can weigh in. And again, this is myopic from my view, but I want you to maybe think about like how it works. Do you like it? Pressure test it a little bit for me, because I've pressure tested this with my son and thrown it past him, and he kind of thought it made a lot of sense. But who knows? All right, here we go. You ready?
Okay, I like
categories. I've come up with 3 categories that I'm going to look through as I evaluate a car, right? Or evaluate a current car. Number 1, I'm calling it wallet damage. Now, this is subjective, so it has to do with price. It's what feels expensive to you, right? Because $100,000 to somebody may feel like $20 to me. And it's all subjective. But ultimately, when you think about what you spent on the car, whether you paid cash or whether you're on a monthly, loan, how does it impact your finances? How do you feel about it? Do you have any reaction to that, or does that make sense?
So wallet, yeah. So wallet damage, cost, sticker shock, price, all that is thrown into one. Yeah. So, and you're talking, just so everybody, this is when you go to purchase a car, this is your formula to say, these are the categories to say, is this going to equal whatever? But okay. So the cost, and again, it's relative, and everybody's got their car shopping. So if you're going to go for a sports car, then you've already narrowed it down and you should know the price that you're looking for. I got you. Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, I was going to call it price, but it's really more wallet damage, because wallet is personal. Your wallet may be really thick. Maybe mine's thin.
Right.
$1,700 a month may seem like, oh, no problem. To some, to others, they're like, that's a mortgage payment. I can't do it. Okay. Number 2 is pretty simple. Smiles. And the way I'm thinking about this is just, how do you feel behind the wheel? When you're in the car, how do you feel? How much joy are you getting out of it? The red eye was different. I was like, it was an exhilaration. It was like I had a smile on my face that was just like, you knew people were looking at it, and it was getting eyeballs. But it's different with the Roadster. It's just pure smile the whole time. It's like this
Why?
joy of
Why do you
just
think? Why do you think that is? Is there a little bit of
the
carefree?
manual is part of it, right?
Okay.
The red eye was automatic. This is manual. It's engaged. It's low. It's close to the road. The top is down. I haven't really been a convertible guy, but this is no pun intended converting me. It's like
Yeah.
it's like it's and
I
so
like it.
I think that's why Mazda, Miata, MX-5 owners are like, Miata is always the answer, right? That's one of the things that they
Yeah.
always say. It's
Yeah.
like, well, it's always the answer because when you're looking to just get out, relieve some stress, you reach for the keys to the Miata, you jump in that thing. It's not giving you a growly noise, a bunch of tailpipe noise. It's not a muscle car. It's a roadster that's like locked into the road. And I don't know. I think you were smiling pretty good driving that
I,
thing.
I I agree, and I think the key to this one is your smiles. You're not buying a car to get smiles from other people. I think that's a key distinction because a lot of people buy cars going, "This is a cool car, and I'm going to get a lot of heads turning and looks." I don't think you bought the Roadster for that. You were like, "This
Yeah,
checks my boxes and gives me smiles." You didn't really care who was looking, who wasn't. So that's something to
totally.
think about. Is you're not buying a car for anyone else. It's if you were on the road all by yourself and nobody cared, are you going to have just as many smiles as if the road was packed?
Yep.
I think that's a good litmus test.
Yep.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah,
Okay, so
100%.
wallet
No, well
damage,
said.
smiles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's the last one. And this one is more personal and complex, but it's the one thing I think it's the differentiator. This is going to make you really think about it. So this one requires a little bit more of a personal filter for you. Psychological freedom. Maybe I'm like, what is that? Psychological freedom. The way I think about this is cars by nature are freedom. To me, that's why we have them. It's the great American dream. You hit the road, you drive, you go places. It's the ability to move about freely. That's what cars are, especially to Americans. It's freedom. Um, so when I think about this one, Shane, it's how free are you to drive the car when you want and where you want?
Ah,
Yes. So
okay.
they may say, well, what do you mean? I'll jump on my red eye and drive it wherever I want. No, I was psychologically limited by worrying
Yes.
about theft. I was
Yes.
worrying about racking up too many miles on it. I was worried about where I parked it. I was worried about stressful things, even like a rock flying into my windshield, which happened on my Scat Pack. I had like 1,000 miles on the Scat Pack and boom, cracked windshield. So you've experienced these things too. We've talked about this. You owned a 5 Series BMW. And does that resonate with you, psychological
Oh,
freedom?
oh yes, because this
Okay.
rolls in. This is what we talk about is, oh, this is so good, Jared, because this is the pucker factor, the fear, the anxiety, the
Yes,
nail
it could
biting,
be called pucker
the
factor.
pucker
Yes.
factor. So I recall, and for the audience, I don't think they knew this, but when you and I picked up your red eye, big purchase, again,
Yeah.
wallet damage for us, it was a big purchase, six-figure
Big wallet
purchase.
damage. Yep.
We put track tape on the front, and you followed me home for an hour and 40 minutes while I navigated and said, "Oh, go
Yeah.
behind this truck, go get out." For the whole time, that was Jared. Our blood pressure was very
I was
high,
just
and this is
hoping
the
to get that
yes,
thing home with no cracked
yes,
windshield or weird thing because I I mean, one of the things you worry about when you have a car like that is like somebody hits you and now you have a Carfax accident report on there. And
that's
now
right.
when you go to trade that in, so that's the whole thing. Like to me, what allows me to have psychological freedom about my Solstice is honestly, it's a basically $11,000 car. It's like 1/10 of the cost, less than 1/10 of the cost. So I'm not really sweating if you know what I mean. Like if somebody puts a, I'll be mad. I'll be like, oh, that sucks. You put a door ding in my car. But with something like that, when you have that big of a check you stroked, it does create some stress. You got rid of
Well,
your
I see.
Beamer because of that.
Absolutely. So I see the psychological freedom, the pucker factor, and your wallet damage. Pretty much, they could be tied. I mean, they all are tied, but I mean, as the wallet damage goes up, the psychological freedom, in my opinion, goes down. So this is
Mhm.
something to think about, because if I said, okay, imagine yourself in your red eye on that same trip to Santa Cruz and Monterey, would you be going, oh, look at the trees and all the
Yep.
bird? No, you'd be going, oh my gosh, here comes a car.
Yep.
Oh, rock chip.
So
You know what I
now
mean?
we're gonna put our money where our
Yes.
mouth is. I've got a
Okay.
calculator, and what I want to do is I want to apply each of these categories in a 1 through 10 scale. The higher the score is better, right? So wallet
Yes.
damage, if it's a 10, you're giving it a 10, like that's nothing to me. I'm giving it a positive score. It gets
Yeah,
10,
that's good.
right?
That's a great
Right.
value. Yeah.
Smiles, 1 through 10, same thing. Psychological freedom, 10, tons of freedom, right? So
Gotcha.
let's take a look at my red eye,
Perfect.
right? Wallet damage, pretty steep. I'd say I thought about, even though I paid cash for it, I thought about how much money was sitting in my garage.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 2 or a 3. You know me, we've
Yeah.
talked about, what would you say? Is that accurate?
Yeah. A 2 or 3. I mean, it wasn't like you had saved since you were 15 years old and it represented your entire life savings. You're very good with money, but again, it's that chunk of change. It was a pretty
Yep.
good chunk. So yeah, I'd say like a 3.
Okay, let's give that a 3.
Let's give it a 3.
Smiles, 6.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
reason is because it was sort of a and it blends into the next category. It was a smile with a hint of stress.
Yes.
You know?
I think you actually smiled while looking at it. You
Oh,
opened the
yeah,
garage and you said, "This gives me
for
smiles looking
sure. Every
at
time
it."
I went out to the garage, I loved looking at that
Yeah.
car. I loved walking away from it, doing the old shoulder turn and
Which is
seeing how it
fair.
looks.
That's fair. Okay, 6. Okay.
And then psychological freedom, low, like a 2 or a 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Low
Again,
psychological freedom.
the trip back from when we bought it, Jared, that was so stressful for you with the track tape on the front and then just
Yes.
me navigating.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say at least 3.
Okay. Okay. So now let's talk about this. This is what's interesting. Okay. So that's 11. Now you divide that by 3. What are you going to end up with? You're going to end up with a 3.6.
Fuck.
That's terrible.
That's
So in my
terrible.
mind, it was bothering me that why am I getting so much more joy out of this $11,000 car versus this? So we talk ourselves into like, ooh, a Lamborghini. That's going to be the ticket. That's going to make me feel great. Cost and enjoyment are really not related. You know, it's like people who are like wine aficionados, they say, careful, a $300 bottle of wine isn't always going to be the best. That
That's
$15
true.
one might be the best, right?
Wait, so hold on. Your score was what, a 3.5?
3.6. So it's 3.67. So you could round up, say 3.7.
So this is the reality, folks, and I want if people watch this, please do your own formula and drop it in the comments. What do you drive, and just do a simple formula. 2005 BMW, and just go 5 plus. Just say mine is a 7. Give us your scores. I want to see what you think of that.
Yeah, because I think it works. Let's do your current car right now. Let's do your current car.
Oh, my Audi?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Ready?
So the first one is wallet damage, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it's not a cheap car. 70 grand. It's yikes.
4, 3.
I'd give it a it's a 4.5. We'll do a half. 4.5.
4.5.
Because I did get.
I like how you're splitting numbers. I like
between the 4 and a 5. I mean, I did get some money off, but it's a European car. You're not shopping for it's a $70,000 car.
Yes, it's a luxury sports car. You're paying through the nose. That's what you're gonna do. Okay.
Yeah.
Smiles.
Yeah, I really enjoy driving it, but yeah, I'm gonna give it a. Gosh, that's tough. I'm trying to think. I'd say a 7.
That's good.
Yeah, it really is fun to drive. It makes me happy.
Psychological freedom.
This is the killer.
This is the killer, right?
This is the killer, and it's the test of like. So we were gonna go down to my son's game, and it's a 2.5-hour drive to the Bay Area, and I said, let's take the Audi, and everyone's like, you don't want to take the Audi. You don't want to rock chip in. You don't. Yeah, I don't want food in there.
So it made a decision for you.
Yes.
It made a decision.
So again, it's like I worry about it. I have to park it out in the parking lot by itself. I worry about door dings and rock chips. And so Cripes. Yeah, it's probably a 5, 4, maybe 4.
Okay, 15 and a half. You see where this is going.
Oh
You're going to get a
no.
5.16. So you see what I'm saying?
Wow.
It's like interesting. So now, so this is maybe we'll just do one more of these because I'll tell you how I think about my Solstice. Wallet damage, almost none, right? I mean, 9,
Yeah,
10.
I agree.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I'll just be
9.
let's go
Let's do
9.
9. Yeah.
Smiles, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Let's do
Absolutely.
8. Excuse me. Psychological freedom, I have no qualms whatsoever. I'll drive that anywhere. I'll park it right at the frickin' beach, crappy parking lot.
Then that's a 10. It's a 10. I mean, that's the freedom you want.
That racks up 27 points. You divide that by 3, you can see where this is going. It's a 9.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? I'm like,
wow.
yeah, Shane,
It does
I'm
make
just
sense. It makes sense. I know. You go, huh?
So this is weird. Like somebody's like, oh, you come up with no, man. I'm so sure lots of people think about these very same things, and they run it through their own calculator in the head. They're not putting like a number or a scale or actually putting a formula to it, but they're thinking about these things. I just said, I was coming up with like, why is this? Why am I like? It really bothered me, to be honest with you, Shane. Like I'm sitting here and I lusted after this, wide body Hellcat red eye. And I guess, I think like a lot of things, you get in them, you drive them and you enjoy them for a while, but it's not the panacea that you think, right? It's going to be.
But Jared, that's the reason why these people with their expensive cars, they sit in the garage. Think about it. If I gave you a Porsche 911 and just gifted it to you so that your wallet damage was a 10, right? No impact. But then I asked you about your smiles and your psychological. The smiles, you would probably say, oh yeah, I get in it and I smile. Let's say you gave it a 7, but your psychological freedom would be a 2, a 1 or a 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you're going to be right there at that 6 again, where you go, so that sweet spot.
Yeah. So let's just do it. Like you owned a pretty benign
Camry.
Okay. Do it.
Yeah.
So real quick, wallet damage.
Yeah, it wasn't an 8, which is not much, right? I mean, I did pay the stupid markup, Okay, 8.
Smiles.
Pretty low. It wasn't a car that I was like enjoying. I mean, a 3, honestly, 3 or 4. Okay. Wasn't like yeah.
Psychological freedom, 10.
Yeah, 10, 9 or 10, because I drive it anywhere.
All right, that's 21. Divide by 3, that's a 7.
7. And what was my Audi? 5.5.
Yeah, 5.7.
Yeah, well, I mean, this whole thing makes sense.
It's really weird, Shane. And this is so we're gonna tease a video that we're gonna do in the near future here that's gonna be focused around Corvettes. If anyone's watching this long, they're gonna get a little bit of a preview here, because you and I are talking and we're like, well, you don't want to go too much on a model of a Corvette where it limits your psychological freedom. So
right.
You're going to go with like a Z06 that's like a one of so many or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, and you don't want to go to the price point that stresses you out. So you got to find that sweet spot. Like if you're going to buy a Corvette, what is the sweet spot? There's a price point and a type where you're not, because you want to drive the thing. That's the whole point, is the freedom to just drive it. Your example of going to your son's game is perfect, because you literally, your car, you were limited by psychological freedom to not.
Well, same with the Scat Pack. It was the same with the Scatty.
Yep.
Yeah. I bet that would buy somewhere around 5.5. Yeah.
This is how, because I start thinking about things and I'm like, okay, let me just put something out there. Let's say I bought a C8 Corvette and I did the same thing that I was going to do with my red eye. I go with a C8 Z06 because I like that flat plain crank V8 sound, that European sound. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go for it. Oh man, I'd be back in the same boat. I already did the math on this and it was like, again, it was like a 3 point something. You
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
heading towards maybe a 4 tops on my new scale. So I'm like, that's not a car that I want to own, and if I do own it, probably won't be for very long.
Yeah.
Anyways, any final thoughts
Interesting.
on
No,
this?
it's food for thought. If anything, it gives people pause to think about where do you want to be on that scale, and maybe I don't think it's rocket science. It's just a unique way of categorically, assigning some numbers, and it seems to work. I'm gonna keep doing. I'll see what Connor's Jeep and see.
Yeah, have him do it on that, because I had Jacob do it on his truck. He landed at a 7, and he's all, yeah, that feels right to me. Well, because his truck brings him great
Yes.
psychological
Smiles.
freedom. The
Yes.
wallet damage was steep,
Yeah.
right? Because he has all kinds of modifications on it to drive it. But every time he gets in that thing, it brings him a smile, because he's able, the thing starts up. It's a Toyota. It's reliable, does everything he wants it to do. It brings him peace of mind. And so it can apply to any kind of car. It's
Yeah.
just very personal in what that does. But for me, it just helped me understand this inner struggle I've been having as to why, because you could call it regrets. Like, maybe I regret getting, laying out right. Because if I would have known what I'd known, I just gone out and got the $11,000 Solstice right off the bat and just saved my time.
Yep. Well, Jared, we always land. So in the future for us, I think the takeaway is it'll be you and I's sort of check and balance when we're walking the lot, and you go, do that as a sweet car. And we go, okay, well, let's talk about it. Because there's always the dream. You and I chat about it. And I always say to you, I say, yeah, but the pucker factor, the psychological freedom. I go, Jared's going to be in your garage. You're going to be freaking out. Yeah, I know. But it's so pretty. It's so nice. I know. But that is, to me, that is one of the most liberating part of owning a car, is being able to just go, I find joy in driving it anywhere and everywhere. If I have to pause it and select it based upon where I'm going, it really limits that freedom. And
Yep.
It's true. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. So what you're saying is you're giving me your thumbs up endorsement on my stupid system here.
Yeah. It's the guys.
All right, guys. Let us know if we're crazy, but we probably think too much about cars, just like the rest of you. So until next time, guys talking cars.
Take care.